What's up everybody, Arrg The Pirate here, and today we're gonna play a little Bastet in the jungle, and oh man, we make some silly mistakes, but we pop off this match. Alright, let's get into the build, let's go over the kit and all that good stuff. Now for my first 1500 gold, I'm gonna start out with Assassin's Blessing Mace, which is rank 1 of the Crusher, 1 healing potion and 1 mana potion. And then I'm gonna build into Warrior Tabby, the Crusher, Jotun's Wrath, Heartseeker, Magi's Cloak, and Bloodforge, with Beads and Blink as my relics. Now, I did start out with Crusher, or that was really my second item. You can go Jotun's Wrath, which is what I typically do because I like the mana and cooldown, especially on Bastet, but I decided to try a little bit different, and I gotta say, I still prefer Jotun's Wrath as my first item, even though you miss out on a little bit of damage. Next, we gotta go over a kit, and first up we have her passive Open Wound. When Bastet hits an enemy with Pounce, Razor Whip, or Declaw, she wounds the target for a brief period of time. If the target has a wound on them when she attacks them with the next ability, that ability does an additional 20% damage. So you can use this to, for instance, Pounce and then Razor Whip. They will take 20% extra damage from Razor Whip, or Pounce and Declaw, or just Razor Whip and Declaw. Really, you're designed to use at least 2 abilities back to back. Next up, we have her 1 Pounce. Bastet pounces to a target location, damaging enemies within a radius. For 4 seconds after pouncing, she can activate the ability again and pounce back to her initial location. Bastet moves 25% faster when she returns to that initial state, and guys, this is awesome. She's got a very good kit that's really designed for you to get in and get out, and it works great. Next up, we have the ability Razor Whip, which is her 2, and the ability you should start out with. Bastet swipes her enemies, causing them to bleed 4 damage every second for the duration. Now, it lasts for 4 seconds, so you get 4 ticks of damage, and it also provides the best clear at rank 1. But her 3, Declaw, actually has a better clear later in the game. Speaking of her 3, Declaw is her 3. Bastet throws her dagger, which detonates on a target, dealing damage and slowing enemies in an area. It's got a 30% slow, and it lasts for 2 seconds. But this ability has 100% scaling, while her Razor Whip only has a 20% scaling, so you will get a lot more damage with Declaw, and later in that game, when you're trying to clear jungle camps, you can hit them, get them to clump around you, boom, hit them with that Declaw, and they take a ton of damage, and it's on a much shorter cooldown, so it's definitely a good ability to use for clearing out camps, but it does take a while to get there. Lastly, we have her ultimate Cat Claw. Bastet summons 3 cats that attack nearby targets for 10 seconds, slowing and damaging them. Sensing the smell of blood, the cats will attack enemies affected by Razor Whip first. When any cat is defeated, Bastet will gain bonus physical power for 9 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So if you get into that fight and the enemy team just take out your cats immediately, you will get bonus physical power for, again, that 9 seconds, and that can stack up to 3 times, giving you a total of 45 power. Now, let's get into this gameplay. So, Bastet has a very slow start, and she doesn't do just a whole lot until she hits level 5. So really, you kind of want to farm up, make sure, you know, you can have successful ganks at early stages, but you really want to make sure you're dropping buffs. You know, don't lose any farm as the jungler, and if you die early before you hit level 5, that can really put you back compared to the other junglers, because again, Bastet is a little later of an assassin. Now we are able to engage onto Nuwa here, and you see guys, we were able to slow her a little bit, get that Razor Whip out, and we're able to take her out. Ganesh is here as well, and you can see we're doing some work. We miss our 3. He's able to get away. Feels bad, man, but you know, is what it is. I don't play Bastet all that much, guys, so you have to forgive me, but he was able to get out. That just really is unfortunate. Let's go ahead and head over to this side camp and start, you know, just continuing to farm and clear these jungle camps out. And that's exactly what we do. Now, I end up dropping red here, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up because we're not having rotation over to red to actually pick that up, so no problem. My team ends up getting collapsed in mid. I'm gonna go ahead and focus on hell, and guys, you can see I do have my escape available, but if we can land that basic attack, sure enough, we're able to take her out Awesome. Let's kind of retreat though, because again, we're a kit god. So when our abilities are on cooldown, we don't offer a whole lot. Our basic attacks can hit decently hard, but for the most part, we're just not gonna do a whole lot. Now we end up jumping over new wall, and guys, it's time to get out. We're out of mana. We can't offer a whole lot in that situation, so let's get out. We drop this mid camp, and Odin actually engages on our blue, and he's trying to take our blue. Let's go ahead and steal that from him. Guys, I've got red buff, and, you know, I'm going to be able to take him out. Sure enough, we're able to get that pounce on him. You can see that Razor, or our passive, that open wound, actually giving us that bonus damage on Razor Whip as well. Guys, he didn't stand a chance. We're able to take him out, especially with red. Let's go ahead and push this lane. You can see Amarantsu's heading behind me. Maybe we can actually push into this T1, take it out. You know, that would be great. Especially, you know, getting this early game lead or taking out a tower. We've already got the T1 in the duo lane down. Let's try to make that happen here in the solo lane. Sure enough, me and Amarantsu are able to take that out because we downed Odin and, you know, she was heading back to lane. We were able to push freely into that tower. Guys, I see a lot of people, or a lot of junglers, kind of make that same thing, but they don't stay in that lane to help that tower. Guys, stay in that lane. We're going to head over back to our solo lane, and Naja's here. We're able to take him out. And guys, we've been picking up red because my team isn't. So, you know, hey, that's great. You can see Odin actually cages me, but since Bastet does have a jump, we're able to jump right over his wall, and we end up getting a double kill there. You know, awesome. You know, not only did we save that T1, but we were able to take out their jungler and their solo laner. Again, you know, great play. But you can see, I'm again, fairly low. Let's go ahead and just back off. Put on another item. You know, this is almost even faster to rotate, especially since I can't pick up yellow since I have red. It's almost faster to, you know, rotate to the other side of the map just by backing. From here, we're going to actually head over to our duo lane. You can see there Ganesh is... We're able to take him out, and then we actually want to head around and try to engage on Hell here, and sure enough, she goes into tower. I don't know how that actually missed her, but we did end up missing her with Arrg 2, and you know, hey, no problem. We're able to take her out though with our Ymir following up on that. That's great. We end up taking out this next wave to make sure that lane's pushing naturally, and then we're gonna, again, we're the jungler. We want to start rotating, you know, take out oracles, all those type of things. From here, we make a pretty long rotation over to our solo lane, and this was kind of a wasted rotation, but it ended up being okay. We were chasing down Odin. He's gone. Let's head back to mid where Ymir is in trouble. Sure enough, we're able to head over there, and then we get this pounce on, and so there's the 20% damage from Razor Whip, and you can see it actually ends up taking Nuwa out there. Great. That's exactly what we want. I'm going to go ahead and try to push into this T2. I do have my one coming up here, so, you know, hey, we should be able to escape fairly easy. Hell shows up, and oh man, I get instantly deleted. Oh, feels bad. That was a bad mistake. You know, that was just a terrible choice, but is what it is. From here, once I spawn back in, we're gonna again go to our jungle. Let's do some jungle things. We end up picking up yellow for once, and then, you know, we're cleaning out this camp, and then Naja ends up rotating over. We're gonna just, let's fight him. Let's take him out. We end up using our cats there, and he's gonna land right in the middle of our cats. That's great. We almost went down there. That was very, very close because he did get that ring bounce on all of my cats, but is what it is. We're able to take him out. Awesome play. Ymir is caught out, and with me being at less than half health, you know, this is going to be very risky for me to go over there, and you can see I am kind of worried about going over there. I want to make sure if I do get over there, I make a very clean escape, and, you know, I just need to position myself well. And then I realized, you know, there's no way I'm going to be able to save Ymir there. I would just show up there to possibly die, but for both of us to probably die. So we end up letting that go. I'm going to go ahead and get my lane situated, back off, go get healthy, and put on another item. Now coming up, we make a pretty big misplay, and you will be able to avoid this with a little more experience with Bastet. I just don't have a whole lot with her at this point, but we're going to go ahead and do a little jungle invade. We miss R3, which is, you know, terrible. We're able to jump over Naja's little sash, and then we kind of engage on him. I misjudged where my jump was going to land me. I thought I was on the inside of that cage. it just jumped me right there, guys. And we got blocked in. You know, that's rough. That is bad. We end up going down there. But you will be able to avoid that, you know, by just having a little bit more experience with her jump and knowing where you put it. It will be much easier if you play her a little bit. Now, as you all know, I love dying 2 times in a row, so that's exactly what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna run out there and die again, and you see Ganesh is under tower. I'm gonna peel hell off of this. Guys, I don't know where all that damage came from. Holy moly. Aphrodite didn't even have time to hook up to me and heal me up. That was quick. But we end up going down there. That was just a bad play. But again, pirate fashion. Once we spawn back in, I'm actually going to head down mid lane. You can see I started going towards solo, but let's keep minions out of our mid lane, and then I'm going to head to solo. And sure enough, we're able to head in here, and Odin ended up using his cage, and since I used my jump to engage, he was able to get out of that, and you can see he's got his shield on now. But if we can get our slow and slow him down, we should be able to take him out. I've got my blink though. Blink to the other side of him. Let's go ahead and slow him. He's able to jump through there. Let's go ahead and use our jump, but our little dagger actually ended up taking him out there. Awesome. You know, we're making progress. We are behind. You know, it's 13 to 18, but this game is definitely not over. We can definitely keep making these plays as long as we keep them shut down and we start stacking up. We can definitely make a big comeback. Now guys, one reason I'm staying in on towers is me and Amaterasu are the only 2 physical damage gods here. That means we're the tower taker outers, basically. So, since I am an assassin, we don't have a hunter, I have to go in on towers when I can, and that's exactly what I did there. Now, the reason I didn't go for red there is Nuwa was right there. I didn't want to risk her showing up, stunning me, and killing me. So, let's peel off of that situation. I'm going to head over to our duo lane, and guys, you see Ganesh and Hel are here, and look, Ymir is right beside me in the jungle. So I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna gank, he's gonna come through the jungle right there. And he took a little bit longer than I thought he would. We're gonna end up peeling off of this. You know, we end up beadsing, but hey, no problem. Let's try to re-engage on this. I've missed every single 3 I've hit so far. Nuwa shows up right behind me and unfortunately is going to be able to take me out here. You know, that is unfortunate. We traded Hell for me, which is definitely not the best trade, but is what it is. Now, once we spawn back in, we're actually going to head back over to our duo lane. You can see there's kind of an enemy team collapse. Let's go ahead and head in, see if we can make something happen. Sure enough, we're able to take out Nizat. You know, it didn't stand a chance there. We're able to pounce over those minions, and then we're going to pounce back as soon as we see Hell. And you can see we were able to displace that team. They were chasing me, and I'm able to escape all that, but Ymir is kind of caught out. And we're going to go ahead and try to do what we can for him. We end up throwing our cats out there, and we just got to get out of there. You know, with their Ganesh using that ultimate there, you know, it's going to be very difficult for me to stay in on that. So let's kind of peel off. Let's play safe. Let's be careful, and we'll just kind of defend against everything here. You can see I end up putting down a ward right there so I can keep vision on those enemies, so I kind of know what they're doing, and we're just gonna defend this tower, guys. We're not trying to push into tower at all. We're just trying to defend. Now, we are able to hold the enemies off long enough for my team to start showing up, and so, okay, let's go in, let's make something happen. We go ahead and hit Nuwa a little bit, pounce back under tower. We're just kind of staying under tower. We're staying protected. Ymir and our wizard lizard end up going in there, and we're able to take out Nuwa there. You know, awesome. That's great. We end up going down. Man, I don't play Hell, so I don't realize how much damage she has, but holy, that's a ton of damage, man. Now from here, we're looking for that team fight. Both teams are really out of our laning phase. You know, we're 22 minutes in. You know, we're out of our laning phase. It's all about getting into that fight and then taking something out. Nuwa tried to sneak in, but guys, since we have that big AoE damage from our 2, we're able to show her, you know, get her to show up and then take her out. We're gonna then use that pounce to take her. Guys, that's one thing about Bastet. She's a kit god, so you use your kit, get in, get out type of thing. You don't want to sit there and box, and that's really my playstyle is I want to box people. So when you play Bastet, you just have to realize her strength is not standing toe-to-toe from somebody. It's jumping in from the side, hitting 3 buttons, and then jumping out. And that's really where you can start playing her strongly. Now, we're gonna head over to our solo lane. Guys, check this out. We're gonna ward, because we're gonna push this lane with Amaterasu. You see these 2 wards I put down? This is going to play a huge part in what happens next. Now, you see here, we're able to push this lane a little bit, and then Niza shows up behind me. I got vision on him because of those wards that I placed. That's how huge wards are, and guys, it's definitely important to place them down. We're able to juke Niza and that Odin out, and we're just gonna run through this jungle as quickly as I can. We've got to get out of this situation. It was very, very risky to go ahead and push like we were, so that's why you want to put that ward down. I'm going to try to get to the safety of my tower, and then, you know, I still have vision on that enemy team because I did place those wards down. And guys, I cannot stress, when you're playing super aggressive like that and just pushing a lane, throw down some wards just to give you a little bit of vision. Now from here, we're able to put on Magi's Cloak, and guys, this is such a good item on Bastet because, you know, let's say you get stunned by a new wall. You know, you're stunned for 2 seconds. Well, you pounce in, you're there for half a second. She stuns you, that's 2 seconds. That means you've only got half a second to use something and then use your, you know, use your pounce to get out. And most of the time, you're gonna be out of your timer and not be able to pounce out. That means you're stuck in that situation. You want to avoid that as much as possible. Now, we end up going into this fight. Now, I was going to use my ultimate there, but I decided since those clay soldiers were there, she could stun my cats, all that good stuff. Let's not do that. That's not the time. I'm getting low. Let's peel off of that, especially with Hell. Oh man, Hell, she does so much damage. Let's head to the back of the lane. We can see, we're in the back lane now, so we can see, hey, if we get an advantage to pop in, especially since we have Blink, we can. Magi's Cloak is able to immune Niza's Sash there, which saved my life. And, you know, again, guys, that Magi's Cloak is just such a strong item. With me now hooked to our Aphrodite, I should be able to heal up, you know, and it, unfortunately, our Ymir, you know, he was in that fight with no one else there. He had no backup. I'm very low on mana. You know, I don't have my ultimate anymore. You know, we're no longer in a winning fight. We're kind of in a, hey, we're losing this fight. So I'm just going to go ahead and back off. Hopefully my team takes that idea. Now, after I back, I head back in, and guys, this team fight is still going on. Our Ymir is down now. You know, our Amarasu's in there with our Aphrodite healing. You know, I'm just gonna head in. Let's go ahead. Let's try to take out Niza there, but he's able to ult away, but that's fine. We got an ult out of him. That's great. That's one less person that he's going to be able to instantly kill. Let's go ahead and drop their red. You know, we kind of did break up that team fight. We end up giving them red, but, you know, is what it is. Let's go ahead, peel off. You know, let's get out of this situation. We broke up that fight. You know, Aphrodite ended up surviving that, which is exactly what we wanted. You know, we weren't really trying to win that fight. It'd have been nice to take down Niza, but again, we went in there just to kind of disrupt that because my team started losing that fight. Once you start losing a fight, just get out, guys. Now from here, I'm just going to kind of do some jungle things, clean up these lanes, you know, get them pushing in the right direction. Go ahead, back off. I almost have full build, but let's go ahead and march down mid lane. You can see there is a giant fight here. We're going to go ahead, head in on this back lane. You can see Nua's here. We're able to take Nua out. Hell's here now, and we're just going to go ahead and hit her with that ultimate since no minions were around. We're not too worried about our cats going elsewhere, but she instantly takes out my cats. Again, guys, I do get that huge advantage of power when someone kills my cats, but you can see, as a kit god, I did absolutely nothing once my kit was on cooldown, and that is absolutely huge, guys. That is a big part of knowing how to play Bastet right. I almost went down there because I stayed in that fight way too long. Once you go on complete cooldown, guys, if someone's not just 1 or 2 basic hits from dying, or your cooldowns aren't about to refresh, just get out. Bastet cannot go toe-to-toe. From here, I'm going to clean up and get our solo lane pushing in the right direction, and then I'm actually going to rotate to mid. My team, we're just fighting in mid constantly, but I'm going to jump into the back lane, guys. You can see that I missed my pounce. Hell went back in. Unfortunate, but let's focus on Hell. You can see we got Razor Whip on her. That's exactly what we wanted. We've got our cats out now, and they're going to do some damage if they can ever catch up to Odin. Unfortunately, Odin's just dipping through everybody, but that's fine. Let's go ahead, focus on Ganesh. Sure enough, we're able to take him out, and then if we can get some slows on somebody, that'd be great. Sure enough, we're able to slow down Niza. We end up taking him out. Awesome. Awesome wall by Ymir there. That was just a great team fight for us. That is exactly what we wanted, and we're actually going to be able to push into this Phoenix here, guys, because, you know, hey, we got a team wipe like this, or semi-team wipe. This is huge. This is an absolute huge play, and Odin's not going to be able to do just a whole lot to be able to take us out. This is really going to allow us to focus on the tower, and now we're able to take him out. Awesome, awesome play. You know, this was just a great effort by my team. Such a good team fight right there. And hey, taking out that mid lane Phoenix is huge. Now guys, we've downed the Phoenix. It's time to leave. Once they start spawning in, once you down a Phoenix and they start spawning in, get out, because you are 100% going to lose that fight. Especially if you get a team wipe. They're all going to spawn in about the same time. And you can see, we're going to, again, re-engage on this team fight. You know, Nua's here. We blink, he blinks up, but we are able to take him out with our D-Claw, and then now we're in the back lane. We've got our Bloodforge working as well. I don't know how we missed that too again, you know, but hey, we missed that too. I'm gonna go ahead and beads in case there was a charge or any kind of CC at all. I'm gonna beads out of that. Let's go ahead, reposition ourselves, and then we see, okay, we can pounce in on this. We might be able to make something happen, especially with that slow on Nuwa. You know, let's head in. Let's see if we can take them out. Unfortunately, they take my cats out. I'm just gonna disengage from that. Let's get out. You know, they're getting close to their Phoenix without a whole lot of my team here, and then my team starts showing up. Okay, we might be able to make something happen, but instead of charging them front line like that, I'm gonna go to another lane. You know, let's head to another lane. Let's get a lane pushing. Let's get a split push going. You know, as of right now, we are not going to be able to end this game. You know, there's 4 of them up, you know, and they're all right there. If we can head over to another lane, get it pushing in the right direction like I'm doing now, this is going to be the much better play for us. And you can see we're getting this lane pushing and we're about to head into Phoenix. Sure enough, we're going to get our minions in there, but again, we are very low on mana since we were just spamming abilities to take out those lanes. Again, you know, as Bastet, you are a kit god. You use a ton of mana when you're using those abilities. Odin does show up, and guys, we've got to get out. You know, we cannot handle this. And then you can see Niza is chasing me. I know his blink's down because my blink's down because we used them at the same time. So let's go ahead, keep running away, and you can see I'm placing those wards to see if he is still following me. I end up jumping towards that fire giant just to aggro him, and, you know, hopefully that would peel Niza off. I throw another ward down to see if Niza is chasing me still, and sure enough he is. Let's go ahead and just continue to get out. Let's get back to our fountain. You know, let's not risk him showing up and taking me out, and I'm gonna round this corner and then go ahead and back in. He's actually still following me. You know, what a chase, man. Now, my team has pretty much just stayed in mid lane and fought this entire time, so our lanes are not stacking up correctly, you know, and that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go clean that up because I'm not necessarily a fighter. As an assassin, I'm supposed to show up and assassinate people. That's what I'm gonna hope to do here. I blink in on their backlane. I miss everything because I'm terrible, but we're going to engage on Nuwa, and again, I kept my pounce. That allows me to get that pounce damage and take her out. Now Hell's here, but again, guys, Hell is very tricky for me to deal with. So I'm not going to just straight up run up to her and engage on her. I'm going to wait for my team to show up. Someone takes her out. Let's go ahead, re-engage on this. We're able to go in on Ganesh here, and guys, you can see my basics just don't do a whole lot. It's all about those abilities. Unfortunately, he's able to get out, but we're going to head in on Nuwa. Or Naja. we're gonna head in on him. He made a mistake by running this way, and we're gonna be able to take him out. Awesome play. You know, I am out of mana though. I offer nothing to my team right now. So hopefully, you know, hopefully my team will be able to make some plays happen while I just kind of run around in circles going, what am I going to do? Let's go ahead and head over to left lane. I did push that lane earlier, so we should be able to take out that Phoenix fairly easy. I'm going to head over to the minions, and let's get the minions pushing. You know, it's one thing to go ahead and tank a tower. You know, Ymir is fully capable of that, but it's always better to get those minions into that tower when you're taking it out, because then you already have them pushing into the fire giant, or into the Titan, and that's exactly what we want. Now from here, again, we're just taking out these minions. We're trying to push this lane as fast as we can. You know, Odin's staying in range of our archers, and you know, hey, he ends up caging me here, which again, I'm Bastet. You can't cage me. And then Ganesh shows up. There's 2 ultimates down right there. There's 2 huge teamfight ultimates down. Fortunately, Kukulkan went down there, but, you know, is what it is. I'm getting healed up by Aphrodite, as well as I'm getting some mana back. We might be able to make something happen, and with Ganesh being so far away from his team, hopefully we'll be able to take him out. I send my cats his way, but I've got to get out of this situation. Out of mana, out of health, let's just leave. Now, the team fights we've been getting in have been lasting forever, guys. Check this out. I'm able to back off of that. Re-engage, and the team fight's still going on. Holy moly, the team fights are lasting forever. Odin's here, he's lazy backing. Let's go ahead and take him out. And guys, this is what you want to do as the assassin. You come into the back, take them out, you know, when they're not expecting it. Awesome. That's what we like to see. And we got our Blood Forge working. I hear Nuwa right there. I heard her use those clay soldiers, so I'm going, all right, bring it, Nuwa. Let's go. And we're going to go ahead and engage on this. We use that ultimate there, and look at the damage, guys. We're slowing her down, and sure enough, we're able to take her out. Oh, man, we're online, guys. We're starting to really hurt, and we're going to go ahead and engage on this, and look at this. Ganesh's lazy backing right here as well. Oh, love lazy backs, man. We're able to take Ganesh out. Hell's here. Let's go ahead and get that pounce. We got a staggered quad kill. Awesome. Awesome play. You know, and that's where Bastet shines, guys. You come in behind people when they're not expecting it, and you're able to absolutely wreck them. Now, after that team wipe, guys, I'm going to try my best to march down to our solo lane, get there fast enough to take out this tower, but it just wasn't fast enough. I get some damage on it, but it just wasn't enough. I've now got to get out, and hey, is what it is. But I'm able to back off, and check this out. We get into a team fight at that tower. So I'm going to head over to the team fight. And guys, I was going to pounce here, but I'm going, okay, let's save our pounce. We're winning this team fight. Let's save our abilities for actually fighting this, you know, for actually getting in this fight. Odin shows up. I'm, of course, going to miss him with my 3, and Ymir, like, breathes on him and takes him out, which is sad and embarrassing, but it is what it is. We're able to keep the slows on to Ganesh, and awesome. We're able to get him down as well. There's another staggered team wipe. And awesome. We go into this Phoenix here. We're able to take this Phoenix out, and, you know, Naja is up, but I'm not particularly worried about him at this point. You know, you can see me here. I'm just kind of trying to keep him zoned, and then we're going to rotate to mid. We're able to take out this mid Phoenix, and with the quickest person showing up in 25 seconds, this should be a GG at this point. And hey, awesome game. This was a really fun match, and you know, again, I'm not the best with Bastet, but she's such a fun god. If you can get over, hey, you're not a boxer. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and if you did enjoy, show me some love, leave me a comment, think about subscribing, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.